When we have mana, unlike our first game, we can do pretty well. Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I'm playing another Final Fantasy villain commander, going through my series. I've done Sephiroth, Kefka, etc. Today we're looking at one that's pretty underrated in my opinion, and that is Jecht, Reluctant Guardian. Jecht is 4 mana, 3 colorless and 1 black, for a 4/3 with menace, so he's not super tough, but he is hard to block. And whenever Jecht deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. So then Jecht becomes Braska's final Aeon, I'm not sure. And then he has 3 different modes, one for each turn. That's the Saga component. And the first 2 are each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. And then the last mode is each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of your choice. So Jecht is a value commander. If you hit with him, then he's going to get you to draw several cards, and then your commander is going to cause your opponent to sacrifice some creatures. Now, he will die once that component is done. I just want to be clear about that. But the amount of value that you get from having a 7/7 with Menace that can make your opponent discard cards, you draw cards, and then kill off your opponent creatures is not to be underestimated. As far as the rest of the deck goes, we do have kind of several big components. First off, mono black, so lots of removal, Go for the Throat, Bitter Triumph, etc. Then we have a lot of our value pieces like Phyrexian Arena, Black Market Connections, Chrome Mox. We also have a lot of Planeswalkers in this deck like Karn, Liliana, the Dark Realms, etc. And then finally, kind of finishing up the components of this deck, we have a lot of removal, board wipes, like Blood on the Snow, Invoke Despair, Deadly Cover-Up, etc. So I really think this is an underrated commander, and you're gonna see that in some of the games. So let's take Jecht, Reluctant Guardian, into the queue and see if this Blitzball champion can truly get us some wins. Let's go! Our very first game is against Tifa Lockhart, so a landfall deck. This hand, like the Dark Ritual, but still really slow, and our opponent gets to go first, so I'm going to mulligan. Okay, this is a little better. This is a little better. We are light on land, though, but I'm going to keep this and try it. Tifa's basically a very strong commander for 2 mana. I'm going to put down Tiny Bones. She has a landfall and trample, and whenever a land enters, you double her power until the end of the turn. See, this is kind of what I was scared of a little bit, running into a place where we're really light on mana. I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to Fatal Push Tifa. Then we're going to use the Inquisition to see if we can take a look at their hand. They have a lot of stuff here. I'm going to get rid of the Bristly Bill, another landfall creature. We'll swing in for attack. We can take Bristly Bill on our turn, potentially. Opponent gets down a Traveling Chocobo. I'm going to swing in. Let's see if our opponent will trade. No, our opponent's not going to trade. Do we want to get out Bristly Bill? Let's go for it. We desperately need land, though, or we are in serious trouble. Tifa is no joke. Okay, our opponents could look for a land. Gets out a Mossborn Hydra, another very strong card. We still have not drawn a land, so this is very funny. Let's get rid of the Mossborn Hydra. I'm gonna swing in with Bristly Bill. Hit him for 2. Our opponent can get out his commander again. Opponent's going to get out a Titan and mill 5 cards. Well, look at that. We finally got a land. Amazingly. Let's put a +1/+1 on Bristly Bill. I'm going to keep Tiny Bones as basically a blocker. Cast Shieldred's Edict to get rid of one of his creatures. Let's see what he gets rid of. Gets rid of the Titan. Now let's cast Thoughtseize to take a look at his hand. And we are going to take the Ancient Green Warden, because that's a scary card. Gonna get a Tireless Tracker. We desperately need a land here. If we get a land, we can use the Extinction event, potentially. Of course, we do not get a land, which is awesome. I'm going to swing in with Tiny Bones first. We can steal a Birds of Paradise if he doesn't block. Block, probably a good move on his part, quite honestly. Now we're going to get out an Emperor of Bones. Just for the record, we literally have 40 lands in this deck. So, I don't know why we're not drawing lands at all here. We're struggling a little bit. Going to pull creature or land card and put it onto the battlefield if it's a land, or a creature put it in his hand. Okay, so he's going to get a Primeval Titan. We're still in a lot of trouble here. Going to get out a Primeval Titan. Let's see if we can actually draw a land in our 40 land deck. I think we could have easily won this game if we were just getting our mana like we should. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Oh, wow, a land. I wasn't sure if we had those. Alright, so this is even. This is odd. Tifa's even. Our 2 creatures are even as well. Let's take the... I'm going to take Ancient Green Warden out of his graveyard. I'm not going to attack. And we're going to get Jecht onto the battlefield. Going to get Tifa and Swiftfoot Boots. Oh. This game would have been so good if we had drawn our lands, but I think we're probably going to die. Here comes our opponent. He's going to put down 2 more lands, double the power. We are going to take a massive hit here. I don't even know if we're going to survive, quite honestly. So she's going to be up to a 32 power. It's pretty crazy. 6. I guess we lose. Unfortunately, mana proved to be too big of a problem for us. I'm going to say no blocks and let him hit us for 1,000. Like I said, Tifa is no joke. I think we probably could have won that game if we had had enough mana, quite honestly. But no matter how well you build your deck, even with a 40 land deck, sometimes you just get robbed. Game is against Squall, Seed Mercenary. This hand is pretty good for fighting black and white. Squall is a 3/4. I'm going to put down a land and pass. Squall is a 3/4. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike. And when Squall deals damage to a player, you can return a target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard. Opponent has a Chrome Mox, which is really good. Gain Signet. Wow. Our opponent is really ramping. Luckily, we're prepared for dealing with some of this type of stuff. I'm going to cast Shieldred's Edict and get rid of the General. And put down another land, pass the turn. Deep Cavern Bat. Response, I'm going to kill the Deep Cavern Bat with a Heartless Act. He will be able to look at our hand, but won't be able to take any cards. He's going to see all of our removal. Cast Dark Ritual, and we're going to get out Ashiok, one of my favorite planeswalkers here. We'll get a couple creatures onto the battlefield. I am going to put down this land because we need mana. Opponent gets out Squall. First, let's have Ashiok get some cards for us. I'm going to take the Withering Torment. And let's kill off Squall here. Keeping up enough mana to kill him again on his turn, our opponent's turn. We're going to swing in with our Nightmares for 4. And I feel like we're in pretty decent shape here. Opponent's going to get out Squall again. I'm going to kill Squall again. Alright, let's use Ashiok's ability to look at the top of our deck. We desperately need some lands, so I'm going to put down a land and get out our Wormcoil Engine. We're going to swing in for a massive hit of 6. Even if he has our removal spell for the board, the Wormcoil Engine will make some tokens, which will prove to be pretty useful for us. Okay, I'm going to put down a land. We're going to exile the top card. We'll take this swamp, not the other swamp. I'm going to kill Squall again. And we're going to swing in for a massive hit and win the game. When we have mana, unlike our first game, we can do pretty well. Game is against Marina Vandrell, so this is going to be like an enchantment room type deck. We do have a decent amount of mana and some card draw and removal, so I'm going to keep this. Put down a land, pass the turn. Maze Mine Tomb is kind of an old classic artifact here. Put down a land, put down Maze Mind. You can scry with it or pay 2 and draw a card. Opponent's going to put down another land. Opponent's going to use the Polluted Delta. Get out a Triumph. I'm going to scry with the Maze Mine Tome. Tiny Bones isn't really what we need right now. Down land, we're going to cast Black Market Connections, which will get us some serious mana advantage. Unless he has some sort of removal for it. Which in an enchantment deck like this, it's very possible. I'm going to scry with the Maze Mind Tome again. Don't really need that. We need lands more than anything. There we go. Drew a land. We're going to go all the modes. Put down a land. And I'm going to get out Jecht here. I'm hoping we can hit our opponent. See what he does. Opponent is going to use Touch the Spirit Realm, I'm assuming on Jecht. Yep. We'll send Jecht back to the command zone. I'm going to create a treasure and draw another card. Let's get out the Swiftfoot Boots. We'll keep our Shapeshifter back as a blocker. Going to kill the Lightness of the Seeker with Shoot the Sheriff. Hopefully we can get out our commander. I'm also going to use the Maze Mind Tome to draw a card. Baleful Mastery. Go for a treasure and another draw. I'm going to try to get out Jecht. He may have a counter spell. We'll see. I'm going to try to get the Swiftfoot Boots onto Jecht. We'll see if that happens. That does actually work. So we're going to swing in. So our opponent has an Entity Tracker. So they will be able to block Jecht and kill him, unfortunately. That was a good move on our opponent's part. Put Jecht back in the command zone. Pass the turn. Opponent has a Citizen Champion, which will allow card draw. We are starting to get a little low on life, which is making me nervous, but that's okay. First, we're going to cast Elspeth's Nightmare to kill the Citizen Champion. Then we're going to get out Liliana the Veil, start targeting our opponent's hand.
Nobody knows, Dominarius. I'm tired of your secrets.
We're going to swing in with our Shapeshifter, pass the turn. Opponent has Sithis. Opponent is drawing another card. I am going to pay 3 life and kill Sithis. Sithis is a very powerful creature because every enchantment he casts will be a another card draw. Let's see what he gets rid of. Liliana, the Shapeshifter.
This isn't how things were supposed to go.
For a treasure here, we're gonna look at our opponent's hand and get rid of something. Wow, these are some powerful spells. So these are both enchantments. I'm gonna get rid of the Dragonback Assault. I'm going to put down a land. We're going to get out Jecht. This time we're going to be able to swing in. We're gonna swing in with both of our creatures, make him discard a card. We're gonna transform Jecht into Vraska's Final Eon. Draw another card. I am going to put the Swiftfoot Boots back onto Vraska's Final Eon so it's protected. Opponent did draw the final land here that they needed. Fear of Safety. We're going to create a treasure. Draw another card. Exile our opponent's graveyard. Our opponent is at 15. I think we've got him this turn. What we're going to do is we're going to cast the Speed Demon. We're going to move the Swiftfoot Boots over to the Speed Demon and swing in for exactly... Oh, wait, we can't. Oh, shoot. I forgot about the enchantment. So we'll swing in with... we'll swing in with the Braska for 7. Pass the turn. We are down to 3, but we can gain some life back with the Maze Mind Tome. Okay, our opponent is going to get out Marina. She'll draw some cards. But I think we have this. I'm going to scry with the Maze Mind to gain some life. Liliana, don't really need her. We'll get a treasure. Opponent will sacrifice his commander. We will lose Jecht, but we honestly don't even need him right now. I'm just going to swing in for exact and put our opponent out of their misery. We'll pay the 6. We do exactly 8, and the enchantment crumbles under Jecht's Blitzball might. Good game. Thank you, my friends, so much for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Jecht, Reluctant Guardian. Jecht is better than he looks. I would say you probably would have him at maybe the mid-C to low B tier. The amount of value that you get from Jecht by swinging in, hitting, and transforming well outweighs the cost of having to sacrifice him at the end. I had to tweak this deck a lot to finally get an optimal build, but honestly, once I finalized it, of all the games that I played, the only one that I really lost was my first game, and that was because of mana, more so than the actual deck itself. So I really recommend checking Jecht out as another commander for you to play. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment down below talking about Jecht or the next deck you want me to look into, or Magic the Gathering, or why you think that jelly donuts are the best ones. They are. I don't really care as long as I get to interact with you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great day.